So there was some potential cabinet picks for Joe Biden that were released today, and they were absolutely horrible and atrocious, and are just very representative of Joe Biden's whole political career. So the list had on it billionaire CEO of JP Morgan Chase, Jamie Dimon as a potential pick for Treasury Secretary, as well as Michael Bloomberg to head the World Bank, and then the Bank of America vice chair. That individual was also named as a potential top Treasury Secretary pick, along with Elizabeth Warren. And I think honestly, Warren's name was just thrown in there to make it seem like Biden is throwing a bone to the progressives or the left wing or something like that. And so Biden was saying, or his team was saying, that Biden wants a return to normalcy plan. And so for him, that entails appointing billionaire Wall Street CEOs and billionaire financial tycoons like Michael Bloomberg and the vice chair of Bank of America to again run the economy into the ground, like what happened in 2008 and 2009. And then, as Joe Biden supported before, he would support them getting bailed out again by the American taxpayer to the tunes of trillions of dollars for wrecking the economy. So that's the return to normalcy plan that Joe Biden is supportive. He wants these just complete oligarch buffoons in control of the very important things, like the head of the Treasury Secretary or the World Bank. He just wants it filled with these just complete Wall Street hacks who are again going to just completely destroy the economy. We're going to have further turmoil and inequality and economic decline. But when that next crash happens, and it's not an if, it's a when, the Biden administration would he would have these billionaire people like Jamie Dimon, like the horribly racist and sexist, Michael Bloomberg, whispering in his ear, no, you need to bail out Bank of America. You need to bail out JP Morgan Chase because the economy will implode if you don't step in right now, Biden. You got to do what you did in 2008, 2009. Don't forget that, we've given you a ton amount of money along with our industry cronies. You got to bail us out. It's what's best for the economy. Don't worry about the average everyday working person and working family. They can just struggle and get by. We're the smartest people in the room. You got to listen to us. This is the return to normalcy, Biden. And it's just a huge shame that the corporate media, along with the kind of liberal status quo corporatist wing, I should say, of the Democratic Party, is really just propping up this just completely horrible and corrupt candidate that is Joe Biden, again, who's going to get completely and utterly wrecked and destroyed if he is the nominee in a general election against Donald Trump. You have the horrible policy on the economy, on Wall Street, the Iraq War, NAFTA, wanting to cut Social Security, Medicare, talking up working with segregationists. You have the corruption angle with Joe Biden and his son Hunter with regards to Ukraine. And Trump's going to hit him on all of those issues, and especially on the debate stage or during tough interviews from tough interviews from different outlets that aren't going to just lob him softball questions. And not to mention his obvious and very apparent, it's sad, and I'm not taking any pleasure in pointing it out, but Joe Biden has definitely suffered pretty significant cognitive decline since, even just go back to 2016 and look at some of the interviews that he was giving them. He seemed to have much more of his mental faculties still with him. And then now he's saying that he wants to, appoint all of these just horrible Wall Street oligarchs who completely destroyed and wrecked our economy, leading to the Great Recession of 2008 and 2009. The same people and the same oligarchs and their, banks and Wall Street firms that were bailed out to the tunes of trillions of dollars by the American tax people, again, bailing out the same people who caused the financial collapse in the first place. It's insane. That's what returning to normal is for Joe Biden, is appointing the people who wrecked the economy to be in charge of the Federal Reserve and the World Bank and these other pretty important, financial organizations. And so just to put it in reference, Jamie Dimon, his bank, JP Morgan Chase, they had a $13 billion mortgage fraud lawsuit they had to pay out. They also received $416 billion when they were bailed out by the U.S. government after the Great Recession of 2008-2009. So Biden's completely for corporate welfare, and his cabinet would just be stacked with, these Wall Street oligarchs who, again, obviously only going to look out for themselves and their, other billionaire and 100-millionaire friends, and completely just continue just to decimate the U.S. economy for the rest of us. That hundreds of millions of working people in this country will continue to be left behind in a Joe Biden administration. This is just another example of why Bernie is the only choice. If you are voting tomorrow, whether it's Missouri, Michigan, Washington, I want to say Idaho, and maybe North Dakota, maybe one other state, Bernie Sanders is the only choice if we want to defeat Donald Trump, and if we want to actually try to make the U.S. government and society work for the working people and not the billionaire owner class who Joe Biden serves very willingly. Those are my thoughts. Share yours in the comment sections down below. Peace. Much love.